Chris Robinson. I'm with the Gainesville-Haymarket Rotary Club as part of a big group of Rotary clubs and nonprofits that are working on a family resource center here, going to be supporting the city of Manassas and maybe some surrounding areas. And this is the big family-friendly RV that we have that will be able to bring services directly to neighborhoods where people are living. So one thing that we're hoping to do is that we know that there are a lot of great services that are out there, a lot of great nonprofit partners and government agencies that have resources and support for people, but sometimes it's hard to get that to the people. So my goal and our goal as a group of over 20 organizations right now, along with the city of Manassas, the city schools, is to try to figure out how to get in and work with some of the people where it's hardest to reach and where they need the help being able to get access to services. So I know that's a big long sentence, but we've been working on this over the last year, and we got a really nice grant from Families Forward Virginia, and their main mission is to focus on reduction of child abuse and neglect. But when you think about it, you're also dealing with how to help families thrive. When you get to the core of it, it's really about families, making sure that the people are supported to the best extent that they can, and there's all sorts of resources out there to help. So our goal is to help connect those resources. So the title of the van is Connections, with the idea of connecting people to the resources. And then I love the idea of the thriving family, safer children, because really we're trying to get at the point and the heart of dealing with the families that really have the needs, and the kids are all looped up in with that. And some of the hallmark pieces are with the schools as well, being part of the community right there as a centerpiece hub. So we're working with a lot of other organizations to go try and make things happen.
Yeah, how important is it as families to talk about mental health?
Yeah, on the mental health side, this is how we got into it in the first place. We had a lot of kids coming in back into the schools post-COVID, and I think the numbers were just staggering. How many kids were dealing with stress, anxiety, depression? That was almost 50%. And when you're dealing with numbers like that, there are not enough therapists, there's not enough professional support that you could even try, even if you had the money. And one of the thoughts that we have is, while we're trying to deal with that supply and demand imbalance of therapists and professional support, what can we do at the community level to add some resiliency and help to families, where we have to try and bridge those solutions as best we can in a tough time. And so the schools are working on it, we're working on it, the other nonprofits and everyone else is working on it. I mean, it takes a village kind of effort to do something like this. And when you get to the point of someone in treatment, it's extraordinarily expensive. It takes a lot of help, and by that time it's very hard, and you need a lot of professional help and support. If you could help people from being able to get to that point, being able to bridge through some of those issues, it's kind of pennies on the dollar at that point, and it's really important to try to help prevent as much as we can. So when we think about our program, we see it as more on the prevention side than if you're dealing with people who are already in crisis. We would refer them to the people who really know how to help in that spot. But when you're getting into these people who are at risk and dealing with the stress of life and living in the communities, some of the issues that everybody's having, that's some place where we think we can really make a big difference.
What does it mean to you to have this to help the community?
And I think to me, it allows us to provide another resource solution for people that have been trying to do really good things, and have been stuck at different points, where we'll have educational events, say for example in a community that has a community center and has a community leader and has a neighborhood person and has some structure, but then you go right down the street and there's a whole bunch of communities that don't have that. Right? And so what it means to me is it means everything in terms of being able to bring something into those new places to provide help and support in areas that aren't going to be able to do that, whether it's because those structures don't exist or those leaders aren't there. So if we can invest into those leaders, those people and parents who are there can do so much more good than we can. So all this is a way to try to figure out how to help and support them. So when you think about it that way, it's for them. It's for the organizations that are doing all this, and we're just kind of bridging that gap and trying to do it as best we can.
Can you show me around the center?
Yeah, for sure. So right now what we have is it's a 32-foot RV. It has TV on the outside. We've got LED projectors, so you could have like a movie night for families and things like that. The idea is to make it fun and family friendly. So when you think about it, we've got the awning out so that you could bring people out of their homes, grill out some food, cook up some things, put on some music, make it fun, right? But while the people are out there, having some food, and kids can be out there, interacting with things, at the same time we can be showing them where they can get help, or bring in another organization that could be doing something from health support, vaccine programs. You could be looking at education programs, mental health programs, anything that would help them. They can call in and say, this is what we need, and then we can bring those partner organizations directly to it. So the RV itself is really just a vehicle to create like a mini community center in a spot that doesn't have one. And you can do that by bringing people in, and I can take you for a tour inside it in just a moment. But you can also do it by using the outside area. So you can set up some cornhole or other things that people can play, and get the outside part using on a nice day and a spring day and things like that. So let me take you in. It has the ability to fit what I'd probably say is 8 to 10 people relatively comfortably. The chairs kind of fling around, so you have a TV right here on our side, over here on this side, so that basically you could show either educational programs, help families connect where they need resources, but you can also use it for entertainment for the kids while you're talking to families. So imagine if kids are watching a movie and a parents come in and say like, hey, how do I get help with this problem or that problem? You could do it in more of a private setting in here. In the back, we're working with Habitat for Humanity right now to retrofit that back area to make it more of an office space. So I think in the future we'd be able to close that door off, set up a place for computers or intake or another small area to converse with families and things like that. But it really has everything that you would need to be able to run kind of a mobile event. The nice thing is that with a generator, you don't need to have plug-ins and things like that. You can use that to bring electricity in. You can use that for multi-hour events and things like that without any trouble.
Well, with this, you do a lot to help others, but what do you do to help your own mental health?
This kind of does it, right? I think if you look at any study in mental health, if you're getting out and you're exercising, you're active, you're interacting and socializing, all of this is all about that. And for me, that helps me out tremendously because I love the relationships and working with people. When you do good for others, it helps you, right? And so when you think about it, one of the programs we're going to be running with this, we call it Families Helping Families. So we're going to be investing in families that are helping other families. But from a mental health perspective, not only does that help them with some of the needs that they have, but it also helps from a perspective of having them have that feel good feeling of helping others, and then getting some recognition. There are a lot of these families that are doing an incredible amount on top of everything else that they're doing, and they're struggling with paycheck to paycheck type living on top of all of that. And to provide some recognition for those folks, and to provide them some support, resource support, and appreciation, that goes a long way for their mental health, but it also helps with ours. So we're hoping to build what I would hope to be, a really good volunteer type groups that are in programs or in neighborhood communities, where those people can help bring in and help others within their communities, and then that helps theirs and mine. So for my mental health, I love the idea that by helping others, it helps you too.
How can people reach out and learn more?
So we have just started up a Facebook site. It will be under Connections Family Resource Center. Our website should be updated within the next week or two, and that'll have a lot of information. On the Facebook page, we'll be sending out information on upcoming seminars, educational programs, whether that's mental health or others. I know that there's a sequence going down at Georgetown South right now for domestic violence, and we have put those types of programs out to connect others to them. So that's like a first level of awareness. And then what we should be able to do is work within the communities with leaders to bring those into the communities and get the word out at the ground level. So a couple layers in there, but eventually the goal would be if you can get a lot of people doing it, some of the word can spread around and go viral a bit.